Hey you guys, it's Theresa here of Larkin Design, and so welcome to Freebie Friday. Today I'm working with the Starburst cut file, which is available to download on the Larkin Design blog. The link is included below, and it's available for free for the first weekend, so Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, and then on Monday, the price will go to $150. So go and grab that while you can. And in the meantime, have a look at how I am using this product to create this layout. I'm working with photos of Emberlyn. And so this is when she got her glasses in 2016. So let's take a look at the layout. Okay. So I'm going to start with some white basil cardstock, and then I have a couple of the journaling cards in the January Out with the Old collection, and I'm also using some ephemera and other little pieces from Shimelle's Glitter Girl collection. And so this is the cut file. I've cut it out using some Felicity Jane cardstock from one of the older kits from last year, and it's like a dark gray on one side and a light gray on the other side. And it's kind of fascinating. What happens with this cut file is that the filled in starbursts look darker than the not filled in or outlined starbursts. It's kind of an interesting study in optical illusion there. So I have the cardstock and the cut file, and now I'm going to figure out how I want to do my photos and this journaling card. And so to begin with, I thought I would include all 4 photos, but it looked really cluttered, and not really a lot of the cut file was visible. So then I just chose 2 photos and a journaling card across the lower half of the layout. And now I'm just going to play with some of these embellishments. I've pulled in a couple of wood arrows here as well. They're just miscellaneous arrows from my stash that I've had just to introduce another texture, the texture of the wood. And also a wooden starburst that sort of repeats the starburst pattern. And then the little Go See Do globe at the lower left-hand corner. I think that's an old Gossamer Blue piece. Just what I'm thinking. So what I'm doing here is I'm just lightly outlining these photos with a pencil. What I'm going to do is I have everything figured out sort of where I want it to go. So I've put them in order around or off the layout, and now I'm going to do a little bit of mixed media on this white background. And so the Shimelle collection had this little roller stamp that I know I want to use, but I'm not really sure yet how I want to use it. And so I just grabbed some spare cardstock here, and I'm just running those stamps across just to play with them and just to sort of check it out, see what my mind is visualizing or seeing what comes to me. And so then I set it off to the side because I'm still not really sure how I want to use it. And I just went and grabbed some of my Tim Holtz paints and some water and a paintbrush. And I'm just going to do some splatters here. So I'm using one of the yellows and one of the raspberries, I think, a raspberry color, and pink. And I'm so terrible with the Tim Holtz color names. I will include those colors in the blog post so that you can check out for sure what colors it was that I used here. But they're just colors that are echoed in the Shimelle collection. And just a little bit of visual interest here to the background so that it's not this plain white background. And this color also ties that cardstock to the rest of the elements on the layout. If you're ever wondering, like, why do we do this to these backgrounds? It ties the elements to the background using the element of color. So once that's all dry, then I'm back to the cut file, and I've already adhered it. You saw me adhere it before I started applying the mixed media. So I'm just going to stick that down and ready to layer everything on top of it. So I'm going to add my journaling, and I'm just writing about how Emberlyn was really excited to get her glasses. I think that she had been struggling with her vision for a while, but didn't know really how to tell us. And so it's something, and she has special needs, and that make it hard for her to express, what she's dealing with, and also make it hard for her to stay focused. And so I think that it was a relief to her to get her glasses and to be able to focus a little bit better on what was going on the chalkboard in the classroom. And so I definitely recommend, if you have a special needs child and you haven't had their vision checked out, do so. The exams at the doctor's office that are part of their annual physicals, they just aren't enough. So definitely it's worth getting that checked out. She was so excited, and she went and picked out her very own, and she tried on probably every pair in there. They were all so cute, right? But she loves the pair that she picked out. So definitely some awesome photos here and a really good story. So I'm also including the number 11. That wood number is from Felicity Jane, and because that's how old she was. And so I always think it's nice to include those little details there. How old was I when I got glasses? You were 11. And then the date, with just a simple roller date stamp. Now, at this point, I finally did figure out what I was going to do with that roller stamp. So I went ahead and used each one as sort of like a border here. And so I admit, at this point, the layout gets really busy and a lot of fun. There's a lot of interesting elements to look at here. So I think it's really fun, and it's awesome for a tween girl, right? And after all, that's who we're documenting here. So once I have that border done, then I'm going to layer these simple embellishments. Not overly complicated. I'm just using each one of those starbursts as a sort of home base for one embellishment, one little wood piece, or whatever it is that I had chosen for each one. I think if you're interested, I think those arrows, those wooden arrows, they're from an old crepe paper collection from like 2012. And I can't remember the name of it. But anyway, they're really old, and they've been in my collection forever. So it's nice to get those on a layout and get them out of here. And then I also used that Hello flare. That's one of the pins from the Glitter Girl collection. Is that collection called Glitter Girl? Now I've lost my mind. I think so. Yeah, and then let's see. I've got a little bit of a room for a title here, and this glitter title is Amy Tangerine. It is not part of Shimelle's collection, but they sparkle and they glitter, and the layout needed some glitter, so there you go. And it just says beautiful across the bottom. And I'm also going to repeat that glitter and use some of these little hearts And so you'll notice that just about every element is repeated around the page. The glitter, the wood, the stamp. And then here I had a brilliant idea that I needed to use some of this funky magenta glitter. And so I'm still not sure if I like how this turned out, but here you go. So what I'm going to try to do here is fill in this little border on this Starburst. And so I'm using this glossy accents, and I'm just filling in here in between all the zigs and the zags. And then I'm going to cover it with the glitter. And then on the second one, I filled in the inside of the Starburst. So you'll see me do that. And then this layout will be complete. So let me know in the comments what you think about my giant glitter and how I filled these in. And I'll share with you the full layout at the end. I hope you guys will check out the cut file. Share with me if you grab it and you use it. Share with me. Let me see what you do. And be sure to subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. And I would love it if you hit like. And then I will see you guys back here again soon. So thanks again for watching, you guys. Have an awesome day. Bye-bye.